I haven't been taking my own advice, you guys. And it really bothers me. It really bothers me when I don't take my own advice. What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Drea. And of course, welcome back to another podcast episode of Lounge with Drea. Today, we will be talking about where I am in life, where I plan on going in life, some changes that I'm making, and some changes that I plan on making in the future. So, of course, grab your wine, grab your cocktails, grab your mocktails, grab your Henny and Coke, grab whatever it is that you like to lounge with. Today, I have the holy grail of all holy grails, water. And if that's what you enjoy, then enjoy. I have noticed that I have become lazy. I'm just going to be 100% honest. Very transparent. I have gotten lazy. Um, I have become complacent. And I can't really say that I've become comfortable because I'm not comfortable where I am. I just noticed that I'm not putting in the work that I should be putting in order to see the results that I am basically begging myself to see. And that's not necessarily to say that there's anything wrong with that. I feel like sometimes we get in this mindset, especially when in the world that we live in today of social media, we see everybody chasing their dreams. We see people making it. And we see the progress because so many people are documenting their journeys, um, that we beat ourselves up when we feel like we're not putting in the work that we should be putting in. But ultimately, putting in the work is getting us to where we need to be. So I am definitely taking the time to hold myself accountable. And I feel like I say I always hold myself accountable, but in the same sentence, am I really holding myself accountable when I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing? Um, so yeah, I took a break and a big break. And I feel like I was kind of making excuses on why I was taking that break. So I moved from Houston and I'm now living back in LA. And I feel like I made the excuse of, oh, well, my house isn't ready. We don't have, like, obviously when we first moved in, I got my bed, I got my mattress, I got the couch, we got the TVs. We had all of that stuff. But with having like this guest room, I kept saying, well, oh yeah, I want to get the guest room in order. I want to get the guest room in order. I want to get the guest room in order. The guest room still ain't in order. And it became a time, and I just really felt like I was making excuses for not doing what I should be doing. Um, and I kind of just put everything on pause. I put everything on hold. But I'm going to stop doing that. I have to stop making excuses, and I have to start practicing what I preach. I also feel like a lot of, or most of the reason why I kind of always put my things on hold is because I feel like I'm not going to get the recognition or the support that I deserve. And it's BS. It's BS. And it's not really BS, to be honest. Like, literally, I was watching a TikTok yesterday, and the girl, she lives in LA. She's a rapper, she's an artist. And she was saying how more people play her stuff in South Africa on the radio or in the clubs or at functions more than people here who she puts in the hard earned work for shows and to perform in LA. And it's always that way. No matter where we live, no matter where we're from, people don't support you when you're trying to make it there. That's when you see the most struggle. It's not until you make it and you blow up that everybody's like, oh my God, I messed with her. Oh my God, like I love you. Da 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 da. And it's a harsh reality, but it's the reality that we live in. And it can be very hard because in the midst of it, you're like, oh my gosh, like I'm doing all this work and you're doing it for you, but ultimately, I mean, you're doing it for your success. And if nobody is recognizing that, it can be frustrating and it could be a huge downplay on, where you see yourself going and where you are. And so there's a lot to take in when it comes to that, especially when you're creative, especially when you're trying to do so many things, especially when you love to do so many things, when you're talented at doing many different things. It can be very hard. So that's kind of where we are right now. And I'm not saying that I'm not doing anything at all. I feel like I've been going to the gym 3 times a week. As you guys can tell from previous videos, my hair, I wasn't wearing a wig, I wasn't wearing a sew-in or anything like that. I literally just did a big chop on my hair and I love it. It's been great. It's been very liberating. Um, I also ended up going through the process of getting Invisalign, which is helping to shape my teeth, and my teeth weren't bad, but it was just something that physically I wanted to see change. And with the physical aspects of like getting braces or getting Invisalign, your jawline starts to change. Again, I've been working out 3 times a week, and pants that I was wearing back in like February or March, or back in even like, back in a couple months ago, pants that were like tight around my waist that were up to my belly button now are almost falling off of my waist. So I'm definitely seeing progress, and it's crazy because it's like when you say it out loud, you don't really realize the change until you say it. But I feel like this is why I talk to the camera, right? Because it's like, man, I didn't realize that I was going through those changes. Like it sucks because it's like you're kind of looking at it like, man, nothing's happening in life, nothing's changing. And ultimately, I feel like as humans, when we look at change, we look at income as change. We look at where our pockets are. We look at what we can afford or what we can do for ourselves or what we can buy for ourselves or what we can buy for other people. But a lot of those changes have nothing to do with money or anything materialistic. It really has to do with, your actions. Um, which is crazy saying it out loud. It's mind blowing saying it out loud because it's just like, shit, things aren't changing. You're doing something. You're doing more than most people. You just, maybe sometimes I don't give myself enough credit. Um, but yeah, I've also noticed that I need to stop being worried about what other people think, how other people feel, how other people feel like I don't have time for them or I'm too busy for them. When in realistic world, if I'm always worried about the time that I spend with other people and the time that I make for other people, I will never be able to do anything for myself. Mm.
Today's pajama set is by Parade, a more sustainable way to lounge around. Use my code Andrea Sweetside for 10% off.
So yeah, it doesn't matter how many people I've been to. I can vent to 100 people, and about how I recorded a whole hour podcast only to find out that the mic only was working for 5 minutes of that podcast, and now I have to start all over. Or how after recording 20 minutes, now my iPhone storage is full, nobody's gonna come to my rescue because I only have to think about myself. And in retrospect, that's just what it has to be. Like, some people will be like, oh my gosh, you're so selfish. You only think about yourself. Well, yeah. In reality, you're only thinking about yourself. Like, let's be honest here. So, I mean, at this point, like I said, I'm focused on me because I am the person that I am going to get myself the furthest in life. I know what I'm capable of. I know my worth. I know what my creativity means to me, and I know what that's worth. Um, and I think that I feel like people laziness can come in different forms, right? Laziness doesn't mean that you don't have the motivation to do anything or you don't have the ambitiousness to go out and go get it. Laziness can come from just being tired. Laziness can come from doing too much and not knowing how to manage doing too much. I remember when I was in a place where I am working a 9 to 5. I'm a full time student. I'm still baking. And then I decided, like, oh, I want to start a podcast. And starting a podcast was something I've been wanting to do. It's been on my list of things to do, it's been on my venture list. But then I sat back and I was like, oh, I'm doing too much. I'm doing too much. And when you say you're doing too much, does that mean that you should stop doing what you're doing? Because doing too much can harm you. Like it can put a toll in your body that you don't understand what it's doing until it's too late. And then you're trying to figure out why you feel the way you feel. Like your body deserves a break, but at the same time, if you want to see some sort of progress, you have to learn how to balance what those breaks look like. So again, I really have to. I feel like I haven't done the self reflection yet. It's needed. Um, but I have to stop one, making excuses, and two, just start going for what it is that I want. And anybody that's in my way who has negative comments, or even if they don't see the vision, I feel like if you don't see the vision, cool. But if you don't see it now, don't try to see it later. Um, you know, so I have to stop thinking that just because my friends are my friends, or just because my family is my family, or just because people say they know me or say that they're going to do something, that I am supposed to accept or expect the support from them, because that's not always the case. 9 times out of 10, your bigger supporters are people that don't know you. 9 times out of 10, your supporters are the people who've never met you a day in their life. And I've literally had that happen to me. I've had people be like, oh, yeah, I've got a birthday coming up. You should make me a cake. And then when they find out that I'm not going to do it for free, they end up going to somebody else. Or I have people that are like, oh my God, you're so talented. Your cakes are so beautiful. And then when it's time for them to have a birthday, they don't even consider me. They only just go to somebody else. And this isn't somebody else who they know. 9 times out of 10, it's another business. And it's cool. I just understand the aspects of where I stand when it comes to a friendship and when it comes to you supporting me. And when I notice that you're not supporting me now, when I make it, don't try to support me. Don't try to say, oh, yeah, it's my friend. Or, oh, hey, girl, can you make it? No. The answer is no. Sorry, I'm booked and I'm busy. And it sounds mean, but I gotta do what's best for me. Gotta do what's best for me. You can't hop on this train when that thing already moving. That's not how that works. You get your ticket before the train take off. You scan your ticket at the door and you get on and then you ride the train with me. You can't just decide you want to run and hop on the train while the train is already taking off at 25 miles, 30 miles an hour. And you not think you finna hop on this train if we got to make a pit stop. Now, if I decide to make a pit stop and I meet somebody new on the way and they're gung ho about what I got going on and they're making waves and they're making moves, to better for the future for not only themselves but for me, and I see, come on, hop on the train while I made my pit stop. But you're going to be left at the last stop. But I feel like these conversations have to be had because they're not talked about enough. Not only they're not talked about enough within ourselves, but they're not talked about enough within our community. And, you know, things got to change. So I'm starting my change with holding myself accountable, um, finding ways to get more energy, finding ways to be my biggest and my best and my only supporter. That's just what I have to do. And grinding it out and seeing the progress from now into where I will be by the end of the year. Because we're almost halfway there. So I have to see what progress looks like from now to the 6-month mark. From the 6-month mark to the end of the year. And I got a lot of things that I'm working on. And I'm trying to balance it out. I got my calendar, write it all down. But yeah, sometimes you just gotta do it. You just gotta do it, and whoever gets left gets left. Whoever gets lost in the realm of it happening, hey, so be it. But I'm definitely grinding it out. If I gotta stay up a little longer, if I have to clean up just a little more, we're gonna make it happen. I really thank everybody who was subscribed to my channel. I thank everybody who has supported me from this time here, where I am now. If you guys have questions, comments, concerns, don't hesitate to drop a comment, message me. I have all of my social medias um, in my bio, and I hope that you guys stay tuned from where I am now and what I will do in the future. And of course, thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you for lounging with me. And you guys enjoy your day.